Okay, so today we will be talking about the fairies. That's the episode 5 of the nature spirit. And today there are so many fairies just flying around me, and they want me to give you a message. And really, this message is today we nature spirit are not below in the scale of human beings. We are equals to angels, archangels, Elohim, Melchizedek, galactic's inner earth being. We are at the same level. And have you ever realized how much the spirit's natures contribute to the development of the livings, how they do help flowers to grow and to spread everywhere, so how they do work with bees and flies, and how they work with the others nature spirits to get the ace energies going on and flowing through the plants. So that's really something fantastic, the trace energies. So that's really something fantastic, the work they are doing, and much more they are bringing to everything that is living. Joy, happiness, sparkling energies, bubbles of joys to every living organism. And have you ever seen a dog stopping by like that? It's a nature chick. Stop by and just look around, and he's seeing what is in the invisible world, and he's seeing fairies sometimes. And maybe you say, "Oh, okay, he just saying them. So why me? I won't see them. Why do I not see them?" And I give you something, tips that you can get if you are looking at my different videos on how to develop your psychic capability. There has been already 2 videos about that, and there will be a 3rd one, and so on. I will mainly train you about that so that you can much more easily receive the message of the light beings and transmit them and develop your psychic capabilities. It's not only about receiving message, it's only also helping other people to heal and so on. Okay, so that's a much broader topic than the one we are talking tonight. So I'm coming back to the fairies and the dog seeing the fairies. And you asking yourself, how can I do to see there's fairies? You just have to not fix your eyes, just look like your eyes are floating around, and then you will see a kind of shadows going on, a kind of lights, fluent lights going on like that, and then that's the fairies, and then flying like that. You will see something going on. And the further you go into that, the further you go in confidence with that, at a time, you will see really the fairies, how they are. And there is one thing, there is 2 different kinds of fairies. There are the very small one, which are, I would say, half a feet, and some other who are 3 feet high. Almost, that's a lot. That's a lot, I know about that. And sometimes you can have really kind of clouds of fairies around you. And that's really something thrilling. And I love that. Now, what I'm going to talk to you after hearing what they have to say to you, which is very important, by the way, that the nature spirit are as much important, are at the same level that the Elohim, that the archangels, galactic inner earth beings, people, and the ascended masters, and as important as we are, because we all are light beings. We have to consider ourselves as light beings and participating to the elevation of the world of the universe, with the law, with the development of our psychic capabilities, with working in co-creation with all the invisible beings, healing, by the way, awakening, by the way, and increasing the fields of our frequencies, so to be able to build a new world, really something new. Did you ever ask yourself why there are so many people which are so creative, who are so creative right now? It's only because their fields of frequencies has really increased compared to the people who are sometimes much more older than they are, because that's really a great time for opportunities like that. There are so many energies of evolution going on there. So we are surfing onto this wave. That's really something fantastic. So Now I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you about my first experience with the fairies. So you will see it's very easy. So I've been now in my garden, just there, and finding a place where I would say that the ray of light, the ray of the sun, were just going through the leaves of the trees and just creating a magical ambience. And just I felt that in this place with all the flowers, pink, green, red, and so on, they were. It was really a place, and especially because in my garden I'm just um, putting into the trees some things which are clinging with a lot of colors, or some things which make sounds, ling, 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 when the wind is going through. And I know that these things attract the nature spirits and mainly the fairies. So I've been into one of these places in my area where I am living. And into this place, I just waited there and I just asked them, "Hello, fairies. Could you manifest yourself to me? Could you come on onto my body?" And so I've closed my eyes and I felt one of those fairies just sitting just right there. And that's the way now she's sitting. For those who see, they can feel the fairy sitting there. And then another one has been flying around with me, asked me, "Where am I going?" Maybe, and in some ways, not by telepathy, but just by so if way of its frequency vibration. She asked me the authorization to enter into me, and I asked her, "Yeah, go ahead." And she just go into my heart, and really, I feel my inner child being so happy to do that, and she is right now. So I really feel my heart just going like that, and my aura also, and yeah, I really feel like a child. So you can do that right now for yourself. You will feel it also. That's really something fantastic. That's really something fantastic. Yeah. So I suppose that you will try to do that. I hope so, and that you will feel the contact, the feelings, what those fairies will bring to you, and you can also do that for the child. As I've told you in my videos about the psychic capabilities of the child, I've told you also that when a child is crying, for example, because sometimes he's afraid, you can just ask to a fairies to go into his heart. There is also the spirit of the dolphins, which is working very well. But the fairies are very good for the child because they just fill them with so much love, happiness, and joy. So that's really a cool moment for the child to go into that. So I I hope that you will try, and then I'm going just to ask them, and if you needed to, for example, you can ask to a fairy to stay for quite a while with you so that you can really feel what his energy is all about. Okay, then you can ask her to show you through her eyes what's going on in the nature spirit worlds right now all around you. Yeah, you can see that they are very busy in their ways, working with the energies, with the spring energies, with the plants, with the trees, and so on, and also with the animals going on. And I can see that the dwarfs are really working onto the trace energies of the earth, and that's really interesting. Something like that because they are working with the flow of energies going on with the vortex and so on, and with the crystal energies. So that's really something fantastic. And yeah, they are pretty much busy right now. Okay, I'm going to ask to those fairies. They bring joy and happiness, and just please show me another capability that you do have and that you want to transmit to our auditors. Okay. Yeah, they can help you to go through really deep emotional wounds if it's needed. If some of you have deep emotional wounds, they propose you to go into that right now, and with the help of the fairies, to get another different view than the one you are going into right now about what's the causes of the emotional wound. And then they will help you to get the acceptance of what has been going on. and just in some way to forget to get compassion for the other people involved in these emotional wounds. And just they will help you to welcome the parts of yourself which has been, you say, hurt by these emotional wounds. So let's do it. If you do feel the need, welcome this part of yourself into yourself, and just feel the fairies participating to the process of healing into these parts of yourself that's needed. So exhale, inhale, and exhale quietly, just to accompany the frequencies, the energies, the healing energies of the fairies into you. Just inhale, exhale again. Love, joy, happiness, and acceptance of what you have been going through into yourself. And that's help the fairies to dissolve what's the causes of the emotional wounds and also your emotional feelings which are out and which are still into you. So go ahead with the fairies. Wow. And just feel that part of yourself becomes alive like that. And the more you go into it, the more your aura is expanding. And the more again, your fourth chakra, the one of your heart, is just opening again. And there are all those nature spirits who are willing to help you in this process. There are also elves, because elves are very good medicine men and women into the ranks, so they are really willing to help. So just welcome them if you want to for this healing session with the nature spirits. That's very good, because the nature spirits connect us also to the elements of the earth, which help us to get the immunity, which help us to help our body to energize again, to reinforce again, because in the emotional wounds you lose so much energy that your body is really, I would say, it's really not strong anymore. It's really very weak. And the earth energy can help you to reinforce your body, to help you to go through this period of time. And so with the spirit natures, feel how the earth energy is flowing through your body, helping you reinforce your immunity, helping you reinforcing your strength in all yourself, in all your DNA, and just feel the energies of your chakra meridians also flowing again into you, and get much more equilibrium into the elements, waters, fires, and so on, which are in your bodies. They are very good for that. So they accompany with the physical healing, with the physical reinforcements, the works are going through the emotional wounds, and that's something which is really fantastic. Okay, let's go with that. Wow. And now I'm proposing you to have some recognition for those nature spirits, because they are really wonderful, and don't hesitate to call them very often. And so you will be able to see them, and you will be able to go with them and to live with them. So they will be reinforce your beliefs, your faith, and your connection to the invisible worlds in a holistic way. That's really something fantastic. Don't hesitate to experience, don't hesitate to call them, don't hesitate. Every day you can, that's something funny, because you can call a fairies, you can call an elves, you can call a dwarf, you can call a fauns, because you know about all of them right now. And so you can just play and ask them to come into you and just get out, come into you, get out, just come into you. And so that's more and more you will know more about the perfume of the nature spirit. That's what I call the perfumes, in reference to the movie The Perfume, which was an Italian movie. And really you will know about the energies. You will be able to identify the energies of each light being, so that will be really much more easy for you to identify, to witness who are the light beings present here around you. And that's something much more wonderful than just calling them. Because if you call them, that will be just a projection of who you are at the moment. If you just, by your frequencies, live your frequencies of life, just bringing connections with the light beings, and then the light beings, which are much the more in adequation, the more in harmony with yourself, will come by. You will have great surprise, because that's this way that sometimes Hildegard de Bingen, Mary Magdalena, the Christ, and some people from the Arcturian Syrian people, or Lemurians, or people from the Atlantid will come by, and you will see dragons also. There are so many in our world. Thank you for being there. I'm very glad to be with you, and I'll see you soon. Don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel. This is Philippe Gilbert channel. You will see we will explore a lot together. Bye bye.